a few episodes ago, we did we talked about Quibi, which
Quibi.
was a streaming app that came out during the pandemic, right at the start. It was originally only on mobile devices, then they made a TV app. Um,
If I remember correctly, it
well,
was doing pretty good recently, yeah?
no,
No? No, I'm thinking of something else
no.
again.
So they did a free 3-month trial, and at the end of that, they only actually retained about 7% of their audience, from what I remember.
You're shitting me.
It's completely true. I could not make this up. They retain definitely under 10% of the audience, if not 7%. Basically, no one wanted to actually pay for it. It was founded by Jeffrey Katzenberg, and the CEO is Meg Whitman. They invested nearly $2 billion into the startup, and they got according to this article, they got 2 Emmy wins. They had Lawrence Fishburne for the series Free Ray Sean. They got a lot of A-list actors to do shows for them. They had Reno 911 on Quibi. I think they did like a reboot of it or something. I never watched it because I never used it. But yeah, Jared, are you aware of the recent developments with Quibi?
I'm not sure. What are the recent developments?
Well, it is shutting down actually.
Oh, well, fuck! I guess it
Yeah.
isn't doing too well.
It's shutting down after barely 6 months of operation.
That
I'm just
is.
gonna let that sit in.
I don't know who sped run death faster, them or Blockbuster.
Blockbuster was dominating the movie rental industry for years, so I don't think it's fair to compare the two. Now they did die quickly because they refused to change with the times, but I mean, Quibi was never up to date to begin with.
True.
The app itself it seemed like it was trying to combine the best parts of YouTube and Netflix, but really it just ended up being worse than the two. Like it took the production quality of like a Netflix original and the short form content of YouTube, and I guess the portability of YouTube also, because if you're out on like if you're on the subway, or if you're and you're you know if you're out and you're not doing anything for a few minutes, you're probably more likely to open YouTube and watch a shorter video than you are to watch a show on Netflix. That's kind of what they were going for, but yeah, apparently no one wants to watch a TV show that has 10-minute episodes.
No, I'm not surprised it's dying out if it's like that fucking shit. But at the same time, though, it's like, I don't know, it is kind of upsetting.
Yeah, I mean it was something
Because,
different, and I guess it is good to have something different in the market, but
yeah, absolutely.
they
Especially
had
like in a
they had to
market.
have done better.
Yeah. No, this is sad. This is just really fucking sad.
Yeah. And I still think it was definitely a front for something. So, listeners, if you didn't listen to our episode that we where we talked about Quibi, I said in that episode that it's got to be like a front for something, because like it's got to be like money laundering or something, because who puts 1.8 billion dollars into a startup that just on paper doesn't work?
Yeah.
Or at least, like, who puts that much money into something that, you don't know for sure is going to work? And this is coming from the former CEO of Disney. So it's a guy that's been around the industry. He knows what he's doing.
He's just like, you know what, guys? I have an idea. Let's just shoot ourselves in the collective foot.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know what it could be a front for, but there's no way it's a legitimate business.
Yeah. I don't
How
know.
sad is it though? How sad is it though that the only logical explanation for Quibi's existence is some crime?
Yeah, it's definitely quite sad and pathetic. I it's sad to see a company get shit on though, but they
Really, I love to
probably
see it.
you love to see it.
I love to see it.
Ah, I will admit it is funny though. Couldn't have happened to a weirder streaming service.
Yeah, and this is only like a couple months after they added TV support for the app too.
They just added TV support.
Yeah, so like I said before, it was mobile only, and then they added Chromecast support very recently. And I'm sure they have like apps for different smart streaming devices.
Yeah.
Just going through their list of shows, they have a show with Anna Kendrick called Dummy. I haven't seen it, but from the poster it looks like your average typical girl makes friends with a sex doll.
I've
Um
seen it. Okay, I've seen the commercials you're talking about. I haven't seen the actual movie, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And that looks
really, what is
fucking
it?
horrifying. I haven't seen it, but it's a show where she makes friends with her boyfriend's sex doll. That's like a radical feminist.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
just I don't know who was doing LSD at the time, but it definitely sounds like something that was born out of that kind of a uh you know one of those kind of parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
no,
also did
that's one of their originals.
yeah,
Fucking hell!
they also did a an adaptation of The Most Dangerous Game, which was split into 10-minute episodes, of course, but I
What the?
believe it was roughly the length of a movie.
What
And
I'm trying to figure out
they had Liam
is
Hemsworth in the starring role.
what is the point of having a movie adaptation of a story that only like 6 people now have heard of, myself included. Ow! Fuck! I dropped some shit.
And then of course they brought Reno 911 onto the platform.
In 10-minute
Um
increments.
Probably. Oh, they got the Chrissy Teigen court show. They got that show with Lawrence Fishburne, hashtag free Rayshawn.
Free Ray Sean.
Yeah. They got Punked on the platform.
Punk.
So, Punked, yeah, that show with Ashton Kutcher where he like pranks people.
Oh, yep, I know what you're talking about now.
Gaslighting, but fun.
Not wrong.
But yeah, Quibi almost seems like believe there was that movie that you were talking about. You told me about it a while ago. It's a movie with what's his name? Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was in this movie where like he inherits a bunch of money and he has to spend it or else he loses it. So he
Oh,
runs for office.
the one where it's I forget the name of it, but he the entire time he's running for office is like, ah, vote none of the above. Don't vote for me or the other guy. Fuck it. At the end of the movie, like there's also like he's trying to keep his girlfriend and shit who works at a fake McDonald's. Because it's one of those
Yeah.
movies where like there's uh there's companies and stuff that have the same logos and have similar logos and branding to real life companies, but they don't have the rights to them, so they're just like, oh, it's McDonald's, Michelangelo's. The burger place that everyone goes to, like Taco King and Burger Bell. You go there to buy a half weight.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking through his movies that he's been in to see if I can find the title.
Yeah, do it.
Yep, the name of it is Brewster's Millions.
All right.
Oh, it has John Candy in it.
Ooh, I hope he's
Yeah,
sweet. The joke is his last name is Candy.
thank you. It has Jerry Orbach from the famous John Mulaney bit about how he donated his eyes to science or something.
He donated his eyes to 2 New Yorkers. Like he died, and he gave his eye. He gave the gift of sight to 2 New Yorkers, which means there's 2 people who have Jerry Orbach's eyes.
I don't know how to feel about you knowing that bit so well.
I watch John Mulaney a lot. I can probably say it word for word.
He's hosting SNL on the 31st, so the day after this episode comes out.
Will it be anything like Bill Burr though?
Well, no, because he's very different.
I
He
know.
is he's a lot safer. You know, for being someone that used to do a lot of drugs, he is a lot safer comedian than Bill Burr.
Yeah, it's because he knows how to get an audience. They both like cater to very specific demographics. John Mulaney likes to cater to the people who need a Brian Regan replacement so they can make their Animaniacs. Animaniacs? No, that's a cartoon show. Animatics. Those YouTube videos where they take audio from some comedian's performance and then put like their cringy OCs over it, or
Yeah,
Undertale characters, or
people do that with Joe
Bionicles.
Rogan
People
with
do
like
that
his
with
podcast.
anything, but like these certain people though is like they're made for that. Like I remember Brian Regan had a whole bunch of comedy shows and stuff. People would use those all the time for those. And it's the same thing, but now with John Mulaney because he's just such a sweet and innocent boy. Clearly, he reflects these other people's ideas.